Let's chat commodities now, where we have seen mixed signals coming in. On one side, you have the strength in US dollar continuing. On the other side, the rupee also seems to be appreciating. So on your screens, we are looking at a bit of a pressure on prices in the international markets and the Indian prices as well. The gold prices have come off nearly 0.25% in the international markets. The Indian markets have seen a second straight day of decline coming in. Yesterday, you saw the prices decline the most in last 2 months. The silver prices essentially have fallen much biggerly, because you saw nearly 4,000 rupees of a decline yesterday, 250 rupees down on your screens even at this point in time. The strength though has continued in case of the base metal prices and also energy, where you have seen 0.25% of gains continuing in case of the crude oil prices, the natural gas prices as well. Let's get in then Chirag Sheth. He's VP Latan Manohar Commodities, and he joins us live on the show. Chirag, hi, welcome. Let's start with energy first, and that is a pack that has continued to gain in. The crude prices, the natural gas prices have seen strength, especially in case of crude at around 70-100 kind of levels. How would you want to trade?
I think crude oil prices have fallen quite a bit off the cliff. From the highs of 7,700, we've seen nearly 8 to 9% kind of fall in crude oil prices. Because of the ambiguity that remains with regards to the Syrian strike. We believe that crude oil prices 70,100 is kind of a technical level where one could look at buying into crude oil, and we believe that there is an upside of 70 to 80 rupees left from here on, and thus we'll be buyer into crude at 70,100. Keep a target of 70,200, 70,220, and keep a strict stop loss of 70 to 80 rupees on the downside.
Chirag, what's your sense coming in for the natural gas prices? This commodity has gained 10% in this current year. It's trading at a 5-week high. The fundamentals still are looking quite bullish here. How much of further gains would you expect on this?
I think I would not go too much gung-ho into natural gas at this moment, though there is some sort of an upside which is still left in natural gas. We could easily see natural gas move up by another 2 to 3% over the next couple of days' time. Today's, the data is really awaited, and that could actually drive up natural gas prices further. So we believe that natural gas could move towards 247, 248 in the near term. But I would not go too much into natural gas at this moment. Keep a strict stop loss, or maybe, look at a move of 3 to 4 rupees on the upside.
Chirag, how would you approach the precious metal space? Because on one side, the high volatile prices have led to low physical buying in case of Asia, especially in case of India, when the prices have run up so much ahead of festivals. There's very less buying coming in for this market. How would you want to look at the gold prices to start with?
I think in absence of the geopolitical event that everybody was really viewing, precious metals, both gold and silver, is purely playing as a commodity play, and given the fact that the weaker fundamentals that they have purely from a demand and supply situation, I think we are looking at weakness in most of, both these precious metals. We would continue to remain a sell into these, gold as well as silver. We believe that silver prices could fall towards 54,000, or for that matter 53,500 over the next couple of days' time. But mind you, tomorrow is the all-important, non-farm payroll number, and this could really determine whether the Fed goes ahead with tapering or not. If the numbers come out to be really good and the job numbers continue to accelerate, then we are moving on to a scenario where the tapering is likely to happen. Mind you, there is still, the jury is out whether tapering should happen or not. If you read the statements coming out from the Fed chairman from San Francisco or Minneapolis, you will see that the jury is really divided, and I think tomorrow's number could really determine what could happen in precious metals at this moment. Till then, I think selling into precious metals would be kind of a safe strategy where one could make easily 2 to 3% move from here on.
Well, absolutely, Chirag. Tomorrow is going to be an important day. You have the non-farm payroll figures coming in, but also in sense of base metal prices, the kind of decline that we have seen on every rally that this space has tried to do on. How have you read the international markets on that?
I think base metals have fallen quite a lot, and for somebody who wants to bring that risk on the table and do not mind taking that risk, it provides a good opportunity from a trading perspective. So the numbers from China have come out to be fairly positive, but I still continue to say that one should wait for 2 to 3 months of continuous positive numbers. That would then show that the trend is change. But in the intermediate, one could look at buying copper at around 480. I think 480 is a very good level from a trading perspective. I think it gives us an opportunity to look at copper, where you could easily see 5 to 6 rupees move on the upside. So I will be buying into copper at 480 and look for targets at around 485, 486 and keep a stop loss of 478, in the short term.
Chirag, how are you approaching the Indian rupee? Because we've come back all the way from 68, 80 kind of all-time lows to 66. It seems to be stabilizing just around that 20 paisa up or down move. How are you calculating your rupee moves now?
I think, Manisha, Raghuram Rajan's, first day was really under the spotlight. In my 8 to 9 years of career into commodities, I've never seen a particular governor who was so much under the spotlight. And he's really, pushed the table and really pacified a lot of foreign investors by, thread-bearing down the steps that he's likely to take up. And I think this will provide a fillip to the rupee. We believe that rupee could break somewhere towards 65.30, 65.40, and over the next week or so, we will see rupee stabilizing anywhere around 65.40 to 65.50 kind of levels.
Just before we let you go, Chirag, what's your sense coming in on nickel and aluminum? Because in the base metal space, while the copper prices have run up and even as the fundamentals, while you did point about China, we have seen surplus supplies being talked about into that space. But nickel and aluminum, how are you approaching these two metals?
We've been bearish on nickel for quite some time. On your show, we've had initiated, selling to nickel at around 960, 970 levels, and we continue to remain so. We believe that nickel, the fundamental still looks pretty weak. This level of 14,500, 15,000 kind of levels in the international market has again provided that impetus to the nickel pig iron producers to come into the market and provide with ample supply. I believe the nickel prices could sustain below that 900 kind of levels, and I won't be surprised if nickel fall towards the 850 or 830 levels on M6. So we continue to remain bearish on nickel. On aluminum side, again, the fundamentals remain fairly weak, and I would be looking at aluminum at around 114 to 115. I think both these metals, the fundamentals look is fairly weak, and any rally should actually be sold into.
Let's get in then. Shrikant Jha from PJ Commodities with his strategies on all of those commodities. Shrikant, hi, welcome. Let's talk about crude first and the choppiness that we are seeing. 7,100 holding on to that one. How would you want to trade it today?
Yeah, what you are seeing in crude now is just a correction. I mean, it is still in the uptrend, and of course, if you look at the international markets as well, after crude broke $100, it has remained well above that. At this juncture, of course, the Indian rupee has been playing a part in crude going up and being quite volatile. But at this point, what you're seeing is just a correction of the strong up move that it had over the last couple of weeks. But that doesn't mean that it is bearish by any chance. You can look at actually buying into it around the 7,000 levels, and you can probably look at 7,250, a trade for about 250 points. So we would suggest actually buying crude at these levels of 7,000 when you see it, and exiting around 7,250.
Shrikant, how would you look at the gold prices? Those have declined the most in last 2 months in the markets yesterday. We are looking at some stability right now, but what's your sense on strategy?
Yeah, the measures that the government had taken as far as gold is concerned in terms of the import duty, etc., had actually kept gold up for a while. And it is still bullish in terms of the technical aspect of it. What you may want to actually do is buy it at dips, and a good opportunity over here lies at the levels of about 32,500, and you can probably look at about 34,000 as the upside. So as it stands now, you can remain long on gold for the positions that you already have in hand, and you could probably add it at about 32,500 for targets of about 34,000.